If you collect Social Security, don't skip this, because one rule affecting seniors right now can take half your monthly check. Half. And if the notice sits unopened for 30 days, the withholding can start automatically. No phone call, no second warning. But this month also brought good news. One change that can save certain Medicare beneficiaries thousands of dollars a year. And one unusual deposit that could fool people into thinking they got extra money when they didn't. 3 money shifts are hitting seniors' wallets this July, and most people over 65 have heard about none of them. I'm going to walk you through all 3, plain English, no jargon, exactly who qualifies, the deadlines that actually matter, and the one paperwork trap that's already costing people at the pharmacy counter right now. We'll start with the one that's actually good news, because there's a catch buried inside it that almost nobody is talking about. Let's start with change number 1, and this is the good one. As of July 1st, Medicare quietly launched a program called the GLP-1 Bridge, and if you're the right person, it could save you thousands of dollars a year. Here's what it does. Drugs like Wegovy and Zepbound, the weight loss medications everyone's been talking about, used to cost seniors on Medicare hundreds of dollars a month if they could get them at all. Medicare was actually barred from covering weight loss for years. That wall just came down. Under the bridge, if you qualify, you pay a flat $50 a month. For the covered medications, it's the same $50 copay regardless of your dose. By one estimate from KFF, around 3.8 million Medicare beneficiaries could be eligible. But, and here's the part most videos are skipping, this is not as simple as walking into your pharmacy. To qualify, you need 3 things. 1. You have to be enrolled in a Medicare Part D drug plan, a standalone plan, or a Medicare Advantage plan with drug coverage. 2. Your body mass index has to be 35 or higher, or 27 and up if you also have something like heart disease, prediabetes, or high blood pressure. And 3, the drug has to be prescribed for weight, not for diabetes. And that's the first trap. If you're already getting one of these drugs for diabetes or sleep apnea through your regular plan, you're actually excluded from the bridge. You keep using your normal coverage instead. Here's the second trap, and this one costs real money. That $50 copay does not count toward your Part D deductible, and it does not count toward your $2,100 out-of-pocket cap for the year. It sits completely outside your normal plan, so it won't help you hit your spending limits faster. And the paperwork? Your doctor has to send a prior authorization to a special central processor at Medicare, not to your own insurance plan. Because the system is brand new and every prescription runs through that one processor, don't assume approval will be instant. If you think you qualify, the move is simple. Talk to your prescriber early and get the paperwork started. So that's the change that can save you money if you jump through the hoops. The next one isn't about a program at all. It's about a date on the calendar that's about to blindside a whole lot of people who live check to check. Change number 2 is a payment schedule shift, and I need you to hear this one clearly, because it can wreck a budget if you're not ready. 2 things happened this July. First, because July 4th fell on a Saturday, the government observed the holiday on Friday the 3rd. So for the group that normally gets paid on the 3rd of the month, that payment moved up. It arrived early, on Thursday, July 2nd. Nice little surprise, money a day early. But here's the one that matters. If you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you got your normal payment on July 1st, and then you're getting another SSI deposit on July 31st. Now before you celebrate, that second check is not a bonus. That July 31st deposit is actually your August payment, arriving early, because August 1st also lands on a Saturday. Do you see the trap? Because that August payment came early, no SSI deposit will arrive dated in August. Your August benefit isn't missing, and it wasn't canceled. It simply landed on July 31st. But your August bills, those still come. And the next deposit after July 31st won't arrive until September. So if you get that July 31st deposit and treat it like extra spending money, you can end up short when August rent is due. It's an easy budgeting slip to make when 2 deposits show up inside the same calendar month. Here's your action step, and it's free. Take that July 31st deposit and mentally wall it off. That's August money. Set it aside for August bills the moment it lands. If you do that one thing, this change becomes a non-event instead of a crisis. All right, change 1 could put money in your pocket. Change 2 is really about not tripping over your own feet. But change number 3, this is the one I made this whole video for. This is the one that can take half your monthly check. And the scariest part is, it can happen for a mistake you didn't even make. Change number 3 is called an overpayment clawback, and it is the single most important thing on this list. Here's how it works. Sometimes Social Security pays someone more than they were supposed to. Maybe your income changed. Maybe you reported something and they processed it late. Maybe they simply made an error in their own system. Studies show most of these overpayments are small, and a lot of them are the agency's own fault, not yours. But when they decide you were overpaid, they want it back. And this is where the change comes in. For years, that clawback was capped gently. Then the rules whipsawed, up to taking your entire check, then back down. Where it's settled now, heading through 2026, is a default of 50%. 50%. On new overpayment notices, if you do nothing, Social Security can withhold half of your monthly retirement, survivors, or disability check every month until the balance is paid off. SSI is treated separately at 10%. Now think about what that means. The cost of living raise this year was 2.8%, barely keeping pace with groceries and utilities. For someone already stretched thin, losing half a check isn't an inconvenience. It's not being able to pay rent. But here's what I really need you to remember, because this is the part most seniors have no idea about. You are not powerless, and there is a clock. If an overpayment letter shows up, don't treat it like ordinary mail, because there's a clock, and it's shorter than most people think. Social Security says it waits at least 30 days before it starts collecting. But if you request an appeal or a waiver within those 30 days, they pause the collection until your case is decided. Miss that window, and after 30 days, the withholding can just begin. You've got 3 real options. 1. Appeal, if you think they're wrong about the amount. 2. Request a waiver. That's when it wasn't your fault and paying it back would leave you unable to cover food or rent. 3. Ask for a lower repayment rate you can actually live with. You may have a little longer, up to 60 days, to formally appeal the amount, but 30 days is the number that protects your check from automatic withholding. The single worst thing you can do is throw that envelope in a drawer. Because if you ignore it, the 30 days run out and the withholding just begins. The clock is the whole game. So if you or someone you love ever gets one of these notices, open it and act inside 30 days. Call Social Security. Ask about a waiver or a lower rate. That one phone call can be the difference between keeping your check and losing half of it. So let's bring it home. 3 changes this July. 1. The Medicare GLP-1 bridge. $50 weight loss meds if you qualify, but watch the Part D rules and start the paperwork early. 2. The calendar shift. If you're on SSI, that July 31st deposit is August's money. Wall it off. And 3. The 50% overpayment clawback. If a letter comes, act within 30 days to appeal. Request a waiver or lower the rate. That's the window that keeps the money from being withheld before your case is even decided. Now that third one, the clawback, the next video breaks down exactly what to do in those first 30 days after an overpayment notice arrives, which option fits which situation, and how to ask for a waiver in plain language. Watch that one next, because once the withholding starts, this gets a lot harder to undo, and the people who stay ahead of it are the ones who keep every dollar they've earned.